Kia ora and welcome to this workshop. We're looking at APA referencing. Love it or hate it, it's a necessity. So let's have a look at why this is the case. Firstly, there's this idea that you will be assessed on your ability to produce academic work on this course. Part of producing academic work is using APA style, and particularly when it comes to referencing. So you're going to be assessed when you submit your academic work. And if you want to be assessed well, or have a good result from your assessment, then using APA formatting makes sense. So this will occur every time you submit a formal piece of writing, whether that be a case study, an assignment, or some sort of reflection work. And lastly, to pass this paper, HSC 5312, as well as every other paper you encounter, you're going to need to demonstrate that you can correctly cite information and provide a correctly formatted reference list to support these citations. So, what are these blooming citations? Well, in effect, it is a precisely formatted way of identifying the source of the information you are referring to in your academic work. So why do we have this at all? Well, there's two basic reasons for this. The first reason is because, and the second reason is because. And in the first instance, there is academic value in formatting the work that you reference in your academic literature. So that is the way you cite material. So it comes down to the fact that you are studying in a tertiary academic program, and therefore the work that you produce is going to be academic in nature. Now, this isn't up for debate. Not acknowledging this is going to be a little bit like taking a feather duster to a tennis game. It's just not going to work. So you don't have a choice about whether you're producing academic work. The only choice we have is the quality or the validity of that work. Now, the second because is really because there are rules that make sure when things are done, that they're done correctly. That is, that the system is fair and that everyone is playing the game in pretty much the same way. We already know this doesn't work any differently for rugby. We would think without rules that rugby is merely a brawl, and if it was a hockey game without rules, it would be a brawl using sticks. Not following the rules alters the nature of the game, and it makes it really difficult to understand what is correct and what isn't, and this is what we're trying to avoid. In sports, not following the rules is penalised, and it's the same for academic writing. An otherwise well-constructed assignment is not academic writing unless the origin of the facts and figures that are represented in it are correctly acknowledged. It's going to fail part of the rubric that it's marked by if this doesn't occur. So, what's this rubric? In all assignment marking, whether it be a reflection, an assignment, a case study, they all have specific rubrics. And one portion of this rubric is always going to look at research and referencing, or the example I'm giving here is covered under the mechanics of the construction of the assignment. And you can see on the D grade there, if the reference list and the citation technique is incorrect or absent, then it will receive a D grade and the assignment will fail. On the other hand, if the reference list and citation technique is accurate throughout the entire assignment, it's more likely to get an A. There are no exceptions. This exists across the entire program. And the last point I'll make is that as markers, we take a really keen interest in where your information comes from. If it's sourced from a quality peer-reviewed journal article or some other authoritative source, our fingers are more likely to hover over the A button for that part of the rubric. So let's move on and look at how we do this. The how is a thing known as the American Psychological Association style. It's referred to by its abbreviation, which is APA. and why there are lots of things about the American Psychological Association's formatting that will apply to your assignments, I'm going to suggest to you that there are 4 key areas that you need to get on top of right from the very start. And these areas are when we provide these inline citations, that is identifying the source of the material. When we construct the reference list, so this is the list at the back of your assignment that's going to have all the source material for those inline citations. When you're presenting abbreviations, and this is known to have happened once or twice in paramedicine, apparently, and how we deal with numbers when we're writing in this particular style. So that covers the introduction to APA referencing. Basically, we need it to validate our academic work. There are rules that have to be obeyed to make sure that everyone is playing the same game in the same way, and we can follow what you're telling us in your work. You can now move on to the next of the videos, which deals with the inline citation method of identifying where our information comes from. Ka kite.